For a second week in a row, when X-Men Days of Future Past ended, this was my reaction. X-Men Days of Future Past. So X-Men Days of Future Past is the newest installment in the X-Men franchise, and it hopes to erase the shitbox that was X-Men 3 The Last Stand. This film takes place after the events of X-Men Last Stand and the Wolverine that came out last year, and is set between the events of the present and the future. What happens is that sentinels have taken over the world. The sentinels are these crazy ass motherfuckers. They need to destroy everything. You cannot kill them. If you see them, you're fucked. Now what has to happen is that Logan Wolverine must go back into the past, convince young Charles Xavier all of this chaos is happening in the future, and now they must change the past for the better future. How was X-Men Days of Future Past? It was fucking awesome. I loved this movie. I'm not over exaggerating. This is one of the greatest comic book films ever made. I'm not sure if I'm ready to say this yet, but I think X-Men Days of Future Past is better than Captain America the Winter Soldier. Before I go crazy for this movie, I gotta say why this movie's good. First off, the story, the characters are all well done. There are so many characters in this movie that you're gonna be like, wow, there's so many characters. How are they gonna handle these much characters? They do these characters right. They give the characters their own screen time. They finally make every single character do what they can to show all the powers. And finally they give Colossus some screen time, and Iceman's doing his thing. They show a lot of what these characters can do. And the acting in this movie is fantastic. I mean, Hugh Jackman, James McAvoy, Fassbender, Patrick Stewart, and Ian McKellen, Jennifer Lawrence, the list goes on of all these actors in this movie, and they do an awesome job in this movie. It's fantastic. Bryan Singer returns to direct this film, and you can know, he knows this universe well. This is a return to form for Bryan Singer, because not since X-Men 2, X-Men United, has Bryan Singer made a film where I'm like, that was amazing, because he made Superman Returns. I haven't seen Valkyrie, but I heard Jack the Giant Slayer was pretty bad. And this is a return to form for Bryan Singer, and a return to form for the X-Men franchise. Because a lot of people can say, yeah, X-Men First Class was a return to form for the franchise. Yeah, but it was a prequel. This one sets the bar even higher. And in the film, the story that takes place in Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Mystique, Jennifer Lawrence, those two have a big role in this film. McAvoy Fassbender as Magneto is fantastic. So is Ian McKellen as Magneto, and seeing James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart interacting with each other. Oh God, the acting, the story, the characters, the directing, the visuals, the action scenes are directed so well. And also, this movie is not just a great comic book and superhero film, it's a great movie. It has a good story, a good plot, good characters that you can root for. And here's what something that surprised me the most in this movie: Quicksilver. Because obviously when Quicksilver, the first images of him were released online, a lot of people were like, he looks like shit. But you gotta understand, this movie, when they go back to the past, takes place in the 70s. Obviously he's gonna dress fucking weird in the 70s. But looks don't mean a thing. How is he in the movie? Quicksilver is one of the best things of X-Men Days of Future Past. Completely kills it in every scene that he's in. He is awesome. They got so many things right. All the mistakes that they made in the past, they fixed it in this movie. I don't know what else to say. X-Men Days of Future Past probably is on my top 3 best films of the year so far. I love this movie. No complaints at all. I'm going to give X-Men Days of Future Past an A+. Please, I recommend to everyone, go see X-Men Days of Future Past, because it is fucking awesome. So that is my review of X-Men Days of Future Past, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a nice day. When I saw James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart just interacting with each other, I was just like,